All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews. Nick here.
Gabe, the Night Watchman.
And we are super excited to check out some more George Carlin, talking about probably his favorite topic of all time. What are we talking about today?
Politics. Now, this already makes me a favorite of the guy. You've all heard the adage. There's two things you don't ever have to discuss over Thanksgiving dinner. Politics and religion. Because it always leads to an argument. And all I've ever heard, and all you hear George Carlin talk about is politics and religion.
He doesn't care.
This guy must have been fun to have at dinner time. Like, oh, Uncle George is coming over. Get ready.
Gosh.
Here come the truth bombs.
Could you imagine?
Dude, politics is so funny to me, dude. And it's just, I think that the one thing that really, they're professional liars. For the most part, most politicians are professional liars. Like, you could hear them in one sentence say one thing and in another sentence say another thing. And it's just like dumbfounding to me. And even politics here in America has gotten so crazy.
But it's not even them. Like, it's corporations that you're voting for, because they have 15 million people in their ears telling them what to do.
Oh, yeah,
different
for sure.
Corporation heads that are saying, hey, you better do what we want because we're giving you... I mean, it's so ridiculous.
And I mean, if you really want to understand where politics has come back, don't pay attention to now, but go back to the 2016 Republican primary. And I thought, and as a Hispanic, I thought that Ted Cruz was going to win. People don't understand because he's a clown now. He's known as Cancun Ted. But look up his history. Ted Cruz has argued and won cases in front of the Supreme Court. He is probably one of the smartest politicians in Congress. He's actually had to dumb his stuff down because he explained way back then where, look, we got to control the border, but there's a reality why Republicans have been in charge just as long as Democrats, and they haven't done it because there's repercussions to doing so. Yeah. And we're seeing the effects of that right now. Labor crunch. You know, again, look up his history. The guy went to like Harvard or Yale. He is one of the smartest politicians there. And then I'm watching the debate between him and Trump. And he's hitting Trump. Oh, you know, he was a Democrat when he was in New York. And he's a carpetbagger and this and that. And his family went broke. And I'm a politician. I've been in here. I've read this legislation, that legislation, this legislation. He's hitting him. Boom, boom, boom. And Trump looks over and said, but your wife's ugly and your dad killed JFK. And it was like, what just happened? And it was like crickets in the audience. And Ted Cruz was like, did not know how to respond. Nope. So people were just like, well, maybe it is true. His dad did kill JFK. And it's because Ted Cruz's dad was in the CIA. I mean, this guy is quote unquote establishment or whatnot. And
your wife's ugly.
And he called his wife ugly. And he didn't know what to say. He said, don't you put, I forget what his wife's name is. That's Barbara. Don't you put Barbara's name in your mouth. That's the best he could come up with. Smith. And then they asked Trump, they said, why would you bring that up? Why was that a talking point? And he said, listen, my Trump impression, listen, any guy that marries an ugly woman has no confidence. Do you want a guy with no confidence for being the president of the United States? I was like, what just happened? What just happened, dude? And it was like, and then I promise you, after Trump got the nomination, the very next day, you got Ted Cruz phone banking for Trump, making calls for donations. I was like, America's broken. Our political system is broken. Like, if you watch The Substance back in 2016, when he was just coming into it, like, and then when he got on stage with Hillary Clinton, it was boom, boom. It was like, your husband slept with Monica Lewinsky. You must not be doing your job in the bedroom. Like, what just happened? What just happened? I was like, what is going on? And she didn't know how to respond. Like, he was like, I mean, there were truth bombs to a certain extent. Yes, Ted Cruz's wife is ugly, and, you know, Bill Clinton did step out. I don't know what to tell you. But it was just like so not politics. And it's just insane.
Mrs. Cruz, I apologize deeply.
I was just like, you know, let's get back to the point where politicians are lying to us about cutting Social Security and about the border and all that stuff. But that's like politics is normal. The new generation of politics is out of control. It's like, yeah, you married her. You've got no confidence. You can't be president of the United States. You can't make it up. I gotta find that clip.
Maybe at one point, I don't know what she looks like. Maybe at one point she was a very attractive woman. Age is unkind to all of us, as you can see right here.
I'm no one to judge.
We're gonna go ahead and check out what George Carlin has to say, because this guy can go on forever. It's his favorite topic.
It is, absolutely.
It's probably my least favorite topic, but I do like watching comedians talk about it. So I'm excited for Mr. George. If you like our reaction, don't forget to
like and subscribe.
Here we go.
Now, there's one thing you might have noticed I don't complain about. Politicians. Everybody complains about politicians. Everybody says they suck.
Yeah!
Well, where do people think these politicians come from? They don't fall out of the sky. They don't pass through a membrane from another reality. They come from American parents and American families, American homes, American schools, American churches, American businesses, and American universities, and they're elected by American citizens. This is the best we can do, folks. This is what we have to offer. It's what our system produces. Garbage in, garbage out. If you have selfish, ignorant citizens, you're going to get selfish, ignorant leaders. And term limits ain't going to do you any good. You're just going to wind up with a brand new bunch of selfish, ignorant Americans. So maybe it's not the politicians who suck. Maybe something else sucks around here. Like the public. Yeah, the public sucks. There's a nice campaign slogan for somebody. The public sucks. Hope. Because if it's really just the fault of these politicians, then where are all the other bright people of conscience? Where are all the bright, honest, intelligent Americans ready to step in and save the nation and lead the way? We don't have people like that in this country. Everybody's at the mall, scratching his ass, picking his nose, taking his credit card out of his fanny pack and buying a pair of sneakers with lights in them. So I have solved this little political dilemma for myself in a very simple way. On Election Day, I stay home. I don't vote. I don't vote. Two reasons I don't vote. First of all, it's meaningless. This country was bought and sold and paid for a long time ago. The shit they shuffle around every 4 years doesn't mean a thing. And secondly, I don't vote because I believe if you vote, you have no right to complain. People like to twist that around. I know. They say, well, if you don't vote, you have no right to complain. But where's the logic in that? If you vote and you elect dishonest, incompetent people and they get into office and screw everything up, well, you are responsible for what they have done. You caused the problem. You voted them in. You have no right to complain. I, on the other hand, who did not vote, who, in fact, did not even leave the house on Election Day, am in no way responsible for what these people have done and have every right to complain as loud as I want about the mess you created that I had nothing to do with. So I know that a little later on this year, you're going to have another one of those really swell presidential elections that you like so much. You'll enjoy yourselves. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure as soon as the election is over, your country will improve immediately. As for me, I'll be home on that day doing essentially the same thing as you. The only difference is when I get finished masturbating, I'm going to have a little something to show for it, folks. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
He just absolutely crushed it, like you said he was going to.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. I mean, what else
He
is there
said
to
screw
say?
the public. He said don't vote. Those are some popular viewpoints.
Oh my gosh, dude. Like, you can't make it up. And I mean, he approached it a different way that I thought he was going to approach it. Like, you know, attacking the politicians specifically.
He's giving up on that.
And I mean, he's like, I blame the public. And if you really think about it, you know, for whatever party you represent, whatever, somebody voted that person in there. So,
Exactly.
and not just somebody,
Many times
a
over.
lot of people voted those people in there. So you sit back and think, gosh, like, there's an argument to be said to listen to the other side, because whether or not you like it, enough people voted for that person where you should at least, you know what I mean, sit down and say, okay, there's got to be a common ground we can reach and some type of comprehensive conversation we could have, because again, you know, them people aren't going anywhere. That's just the reality behind it, you know. Now, when people do get voted in that have no business being in politics, that's where I feel like George Carlin, like, I'm sorry, you guys just, and I don't like using the word stupid, so I would just say ignorant, maybe heathens. I mean, I could use a couple more choice words, but you know, back to politics, current state politics. Did you hear about the dude George Santos? Dude, this pill of a guy, He ran for Congress in New York, the state where, I used to call home. And he fabricated everything. And
As they all do.
No. Everything. He lied about going to whatever college he went to. Like, let's just say he said he went to pick a famous college. Let's say Harvard. It was like some off-brand college or whatever. But I forget what the name of it, like Bowdoin or something like that. But it was a fake Bowdoin. It was like an online school or whatever. Dude, he stole donations. He put up like a GoFundMe for some puppy of cancer or whatever and stole the money. Just look up George Santos. Okay, this is how bad he is. It's the first time that I've seen that either party, Republican or Democrats, actually expelled him from Congress. Because it's like, bro, it's just scandal after scandal after scandal. Like, bro, it won't go away. Every other week it was something different with this guy.
And this is the topic you love so much.
I was watching, I was like, dude, it was like watching a car accident. What did he do this week? No. He did what? He claimed to be a Jewish. Then he wasn't Jewish. Then he denounced or said the Holocaust didn't happen. It was so many different scandals with this guy that finally the Republicans themselves in Congress bruh, they expelled him. It was insane.
Why is that a go-to for some people who are desperate to say that Holocaust never happened? I don't understand. What do you think you're going to gain by that kind of nonsense?
Listen. All I can think sensationalism. There's a group of people out there that even though they know it happened, are still adamant that it wasn't a bad thing, which is insane to me. And
you're thinking that the Thanos approach, population control,
just trying to get okay, well, if I'm not gonna be the majority, isn't gonna support me, then I want to go for that small but very vocal minority. You know what I'm saying? That minority voting bloc that are very loud and are pro all those things, and that's the only way I can think. But dude, just look up George Santos and you'll watch. And then here's the classic part: he showed up to the State of the Union address this year after he had just gotten expelled from Congress last year as a guest. And they didn't realize that because he was a former congressman, even though he was expelled from Congress, he still had the right to come, and he came as a guest of, I don't know, some politician, but he still had clearance to be going there. And dude, talk about me. I would have been on TV, give me my 15 minutes. Have you no shit, bro? I would have buried my head in the sand. The dude is literally doing, you know what Cameo is?
Yeah.
He's literally doing cameos, trying to fundraise for $500.
Who are the people that are paying this guy for that?
And people are paying him for it.
Exactly.
To sing him happy birthday.
Exactly.
I'll sing you happy birthday. Send me the money. Are you kidding me? I haven't stole money from puppies or claimed to be
that's where you're going wrong. That's where GoFundMe is crazy. People are very generous, which I appreciate.
Yes.
But you have no idea who you're. I mean, it's crazy. But we hope you enjoyed our reaction to this one. That was hilarious. Let us know what your thoughts are. I'm curious how spicy the conversation is going to get. But go ahead and fill it up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time,
we know all things.